Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for joining us again in one of these episodes of the journey that we are taking together to get to know the Qatari culture throughout the pages of its literature. Today, we are going to speak about a book that is from the Department of Cultural Research and Studies from the Ministry of Culture and Sports. The book name is Islamic Arts, Heritage, Identity, and Globalized Society. As you can see, it's a big book. So, what we are going to do is that I will read you the presentation of the book so you have an idea what you can find here. And also, we can go through all this information together. So, we will start. This book, which consists of several articles, provides an interesting comparative study about the aesthetic approach between Islamic art and Western art, so to speak. The authors invite us to rediscover ourselves when we juxtapose our arts with the arts of other civilizations. The way we see the world also influences our approach to spatial dimensions and the way we perceive it. The golden sky and the perspective are not just two different ways of treating the background, but they are two characteristics for two different ways of seeing the world. One affirms the priority forms of pictorial space, while the other uses the space as an element which sensory experience and prevailing materialism of the human being is based on. So the space absorbs and assimilates human forms. They represent image in a continuous spatial context. This is what clearly appears in the art of Renaissance. Having addressed the most diverse facets of the Islamic art, this book is undoubtedly a reference work that differs our knowledge in this area and opens horizons to further research. The book also suggests more than one course and more than one methodology. Reinterpreting Orientalism, Islamic arts being inspiration and plagiarism, divergence as personal work of search of identity, Islamic arts in the era of globalization, arts as a field of conflict of civilizations or dialogue of cultures, calligraphy, yesterday and today, and Islamic architecture and history. We sincerely hope that this work of great scientific and artistic value will help to enrich the debates as the diversity of our arts has enriched our common human heritage. Department of Cultural Research and Studies of the Ministry of Culture and Sports. So as you can see, this book contains a lot of research and a lot of information. What I think this book does and what this book has done is to set a database of information regarding Islamic art, and as you could see, it comes like from architecture to calligraphy, paintings, so it's a bit about everything. I will also read for you the conclusion so we can get a bit more of idea of what is here. Conclusion. Islamic architecture has always been faithful mirror of the civilization of the Muslim people and their evolution. It has accompanied it naturally evolving without departing from its private seal. Because in addition to the physical presence under the species of construction and material, styles and diverse architectural means, there is an artistic sensibility embodied in the decorative motifs, calligraphy, exploited instead of images and statues in the Islamic architecture. Thus, we find the responsibility for the conservation of the Islamic culture patrimony in the Arab-Islamic world. It is reanimation and its transfer through prosperity obligation in priority of all Islamic countries and in the framework of an international body. As a part of the global architectural patrimony, the Islamic architectural patrimony needs a context of efforts to preserve, develop the best means and mechanisms of cooperation with a network of people involved and interested in the issue. Thus contribute to the financial, technical, and artistical support necessary for this preservation and exploitation without undermining its value or authenticity. So, also in the book, we can find several pictures of what is referred in the information. One of the things I have learned the most here in Qatar is that conserving the culture and making a heritage is one of the main goals of the Qatari government for the world. So, for example, you can also here visit the Museum of Islamic Art, where you can find a lot of pieces from very, very, very ancient times, and not only from Qatar, but from other different countries that had Islamic content and Islamic art. So, yeah, this is what we can find in this book. It is very big, as you can see. It contains a lot of information, but also it is used for educational purposes. And, of course, as I told you, to create a heritage identity. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you liked it, and see you soon. Shukran jazilan.